Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Wednesday. We start with David Arquette getting another World Championship title match in wrestling. He has been confirmed to replace Joey Ryan to face GCW's World Champion Nick Gage. I can't believe that David Arquette is going to get a championship match. Fucking hell. So we'll be hearing Vince Russo writing for them in the next few weeks. Mental. Just thought we'd start off with that nice little easy story. Let's get into the big story coming from today. If you did not watch SmackDown Live, it has been confirmed that Becky Lynch is unable to compete at Survivor Series against Ronda Rousey due to a broken face and a severe concussion at the hands of Nia Jax. Her replacement is Charlotte, which is still going to be a fantastic match. First off, Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer gave his opinion. Well, there you go. That was not an inverted elbow. She punched her right in the face. I don't want anyone to lose their job, but at the very least, Nia needs to be sent back down to developmental for a while. This isn't the first, second, or even third time this has happened. Then someone asked, for those who aren't workers, can you explain why a misjudged punch is worse than an inverted elbow? Doesn't make obvious sense to an outsider. He said, if you're punching someone in the corner and you accidentally elbow someone behind you and you didn't see, obviously that's not nearly as bad as turning around, looking them square in the eye and punching them in the face. You don't need to be a worker to understand this. That is Brian's opinion. Here is Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful.com, who gave us the update whether there's backstage heat. First off, he said, Becky got stiffed by Nia on Jax was fighting off Lynch and Naomi. She got checked out backstage, but haven't heard anything resembling a diagnosis. Was treated as a that sucks, shit happens situation through the curtain. Becky was appreciated for keep going. He then mentioned after that, note to anyone retweeting this today, that sucks, shit happens mentality changed pretty quick. Nia is careless is the attitude backstage right now. That is that update. So yeah, they are thinking she's very careless. She did a public statement saying, hey, we don't deliver mail, things happen. Is anyone going to ask me how my fist feels? Such a shit attitude there, Nia. This is not the first time. We're going to really analyse this situation now. Let's just see in her track record. Just off the top of my head for now, she concussed Selena Vega by throwing her into Tamina in a very poor spot, and then she injured Becky Lynch, and this was in the course of 2 weeks. It's very hard not to get on the Nia is careless, Nia is a bad worker bandwagon. It's so much evidence against her. The comments were arguing on that post that she posted, saying accidents happen. Yeah, but how many times can accidents happen like this often enough with Nia Jax? It's not just once or twice. Like the Brie Bella was an accident when she did it to Mandy Rose or Liv Morgan, whichever one it was. Because Brie hasn't got that much of a history of doing that. Shit happens in that situation. She'd mistimed a kick. But this was again and again and again with Nia. I don't want to put her anywhere near vital people in the company right now because she's just so prone to injuring other wrestlers at this point, which is not a good thing. Nia. But let's move on. Then Dave Meltzer discussed Daniel Bryan's heel turn on SmackDown Live. So it's a complicated story, but Daniel Bryan himself has been pushing the idea of going heel just because his booking as a babyface with The Miz was counterproductive. It's amazing to me that he came back in March and here we are in November, and obviously he made his choice some time back, not long time back, but weeks back, that he had to go heel. So that was Daniel's call well, in the end, it was Vince's call, so that was something that he wanted to do and had not been approved. So Daniel and Vince decided, which I'm glad. Dave Meltzer also commented on WWE deciding to do a WWE title change and a heel turn on the same night to make the biggest impact possible. The heel turn was decided this afternoon. It was basically Vince saying, let's do this all in one day. Let's get the biggest impact. Now, the weird part is that they've spent so much time saying that Brock Lesnar is the ultimate heel. He never comes to work, blah, blah, blah. Now you're going to put Daniel Bryan against Lesnar for a match to work. Daniel Bryan needs to be babyface, but he's a heel. So logically, perhaps a heel turn should have been in the rematch and not this match. Bryan goes into the match as a babyface, does the match and whatever they're going to do. I get what you mean there. But, oh well. We'll just have to deal with it. And then Dave Meltzer commented on the planned match between Daniel Bryan and The Miz for the TLC pay-per-view changed due to Bryan's heel turn. The Miz and Daniel Bryan are scheduled for their blow-off in San Jose at TLC. I figure that's out the window now, so I figure that they've got to do a gimmick match between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan for San Jose. AJ was scheduled to team with Charlotte Flair against The Miz and Asuka on this week's Mixed Match Challenge. He was pulled from the match to sell him being attacked by Daniel Bryan at the end of SmackDown. Jeff replaced and ended up winning with Charlotte. So yeah, I'm glad he missed it, and yeah, the heel turn was good, and I can't believe they're gonna stop the Daniel Bryan Miz match, but I guess yeah, let's just get on with future things and heel Daniel Bryan. See, I'm going through the websites, and all you've got is Nia Jax building up a bad reputation. It's not just me. But yeah, that's been the wrestling news. If you've enjoyed it, please give this video a like. Please support me on Patreon. Link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later. Bye.